Hi there. In this video we'll be taking a look inside this Yeelight YLAI002 relay. This thingy stopped working all of a sudden. It doesn't even power its LED anymore. So obviously the lights connected to it and the automation also failed. So I want to take a look inside and see if it's anything that can be fixed or I need to replace this little guy. Luckily they are quite cheap, so that should be still fine if we cannot fix it. By looking at it, there are no screws whatsoever anywhere. So what I'm thinking, probably this front comes off all of it and reveals the internals. I think I'm going to try and use a spudger to open it up, but yeah, we'll see. But before opening this up, let's take a quick look at today's video sponsor webpage, PCBWay. And here we are on PCBWay.com, and they are specialized in PCBs, but they can help you with anything from the housing for your projects, which can be done by CNC or 3D printing, other more complex CNC created parts. They can make all kinds of advanced PCBs, rigid flex PCBs, and they can even do PCB assemblies for you. So if you don't want to go to the hassle of assembling the components yourself, they've got you covered and can ship you the full PCB. And if you deal with soldering and desoldering various chips, they can also do SMD stencils for you, which is quite nice. So let's get back to our project, and thanks PCBWay again for sponsoring this video. And now let's see what we can do in here. Oh, okay, this seems to be going much easier than I would have expected, honestly. And yeah, we can already start to see clips in here. On the sides it seems to be a bit trickier. No, not so much, only one clip on that side and presumably on this one also, and two on the front. Okay, what do we have in here? Ooh, we see some telltale signs of yeah, I wouldn't say I smell burnt in there, but there are some signs. It could also be just dust from the location this was in. Something got in it. But yeah, let's undo this so I can get it out of here, K2 and K1, and get everything towards us and out of the little box so I can measure that, which I presume it's a fuse, that thingy right there. If we look deep in there, right in that area, we can see a little clip. So the PCB itself is clipped in place in that lowest position. I'm going to try, yeah, it unhooked and it's starting to come out. But I think I need to unhook it also on this other side. Yeah, and that's about it. Okay. So the only weird things are in this area, but I've seen this happen with electronics. Sometimes just the electrical fields in them gather the dust around, so it's not absolutely abnormal, and I don't see anything burned on the PCB or something else. So we have from here to Where does the other end of the fuse go? Right in this area somewhere. Is that one? Presumably it's that one, right there. Yeah, because the other two are the cap legs and the fuse. Let me try and get some more light for you. And I think I bumped into the camera. Right in there. So this should be the fuse together with this end. Let's measure that and see what we get. And at this point we should get some beeping if the fuse is still okay. Ooh. Nope, I don't like that. If we get beeping, that means something else is wrong. And when something else is wrong on such compact electronics, yikes. And I really mean yikes. Okay-ish. These components don't seem to be that happy, do they? But I don't really see any burn marks on this. So that could be just from manufacturing, just some residue. Looking quite bad, but not necessarily really bad. Yeah. I cannot really say I like what I see here and the whole situation. I'm going to take a closer look all around, make sure that I'm actually measuring the fuse itself, what I think I am, honestly. Although they have F1 right here. So is this in the place of a fuse? And this one is just a random resistor? Could also be that. Hard to know. Oh no, we have an F2 on the PCB. Deep down there I can see an F2. So there are two fuses on this particular device. Presumably one of them is for the load and one is for the device itself. Yeah, let's measure this one. Yeah, it's working. About 6 ohms, and again the other one that we already measured, about the same value. The fuses are working. I need to poke around a bit deeper in here. It's extremely tricky to trace this. Once it's black, shiny black, which is the worst, then it's multiple layers and it's really compact. So yeah, have fun with that. What I was able to trace, live is here, neutral is here, live comes all the way here, but it might also go somewhere in the PCB, as you can see from the biases. So I don't know what's happening there. Could just go to other layers and come up anywhere else, although I don't think it actually does. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Maybe they, but yeah, they don't need heatsink in here. Just, yeah, hard to say why they did that. Anyway, so it goes through the outside right here into this resistor, which is used as a fuse. Then it jumps right here, and from here it goes into this little diode, which I checked and it's fine. From the diode it jumps through the inside of the PCB into the leg of this varistor, and then it goes to a capacitor and to another diode, which is also fine. I checked that one also. The other leg of the varistor is going to the neutral, which is also fine. So and from this diode right here, I honestly cannot really tell where everything is going, because it's just a big shiny mess. Maybe in that direction to this resistor, could be that. But yeah, extremely hard to trace what's happening on this PCB, maybe to both of this or to this diode next. What I could do, take out the capacitors, measure them. Again, fuses, which are actually resistors, seem to be just fine. So they're not blown. There's nothing obviously blown with this little module right here. If you want the info of it, it's pluggable, which is kind of cool, but doesn't help us very much because it's already at the edge of it, so it doesn't make oh, plugged it into the wrong hose. Doesn't simplify this too much because it's already at the side of the PCB. So yeah, I'm going to give it 220 volts and poke around extremely carefully, because this could zap you badly. This could end horribly wrong. So if I just poke around for a tiny bit and I don't find anything obvious with it, I'm going to skip this and just replace it. I was able to buy at a discount 6 of these for $5 each. So yeah, quite cheap. No, as you can see, it's not doing anything. But I did hear buzzing. Just a really faint buzzing. Like you would hear something in a switching power supply. But the buzzing wasn't it was because, yeah, sorry about that, but I'm sure you cannot catch it on video. It's extremely faint, so something is not happening there. Poked around and voltage seems to be going in it. I don't know the proper voltages in these locations to measure what and where, but just simply following it, it seems to be going through. So yeah, I've let it run for, I don't know, a few minutes to see if anything heats up. We do have a bit of heat. Let me try and show you. So that chip right there is heating up. That little guy right there. I'm obviously not touching it, just getting close to it. Just for a few minutes of running, that guy is starting to heat up. This is not plugged in anymore, so don't worry about that. This diode right here seems to be conducting both ways, which is a bit unusual. But what kind of diode is it? Cleaned the top of it with some alcohol, and I think we have a reading. So let me try and see what I get online. Remembered I actually have a perfectly working device, which is brand new. So open the top. Yeah, the diode measures exactly the same. So what I plan to do is actually pull up this module right here. I'm not going to even bother removing the PCB from this one, and just plug the module into the non-working one, and vice versa, and see if anything changes. Because if it's this module, again, this is not plugged in, if it's this module, yeah, chances of solving this are absolutely zero, and I'm just wasting my time. So let's quickly power it on. Nope, still nothing. So the module itself presumably is fine. The problem is in the device itself. But you know what I'm going to do now? By having done this, let me unplug it. I think I can actually reuse the old module and by reusing it, it will directly connect to my automation, because this is what gets recognized, not this. This is just supporting circuitry and the relays and whatnot. So in theory I don't need to change anything. I will just plug this little guy in and it will work. But obviously I could start poking around in this one and see what seems different from that one in terms of voltages and try to find the fault. I just don't think it's worth my time anymore, honestly. And the new one with the old module connected, let me power it on. Directly clicked and blinking. Probably it will connect to the network by itself, I guess. Normally it should connect to the network by itself. I don't know how good of a signal I have in my workspace, but yeah. Okay. And let me just quickly check with the PicTech where it's heating up. Yeah, it's the same corner. So we didn't find anything. On that other module, it's heating up in the same area. That diode or the circuitry under it. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to bother anymore with it. I can shut this one off. It didn't yet connect because I realized my network is actually down because I took out the power to be able to remove this. At least where my router is connected, took out the power. So yeah, this more or less at this point in time became a glorified parts donor with this, which we know is in working order because it's brand new. This one not in such good working order anymore, but I'm not going to bother with it. And at the end of the day, this is properly plugged in here. Everything is in place because I didn't even get to take this one out. So we are just going to put back the cover and put this back in its location and it should work. If you play around with these guys, watch out for the antenna. If I remember right, this is not mains insulated, so I think there's somewhere in the manual written do not pokey with it, do not touch it. So stick it somewhere and leave it there. Mine was not glued onto something, it was just put in there, but there was no way for anybody to touch it. But yeah, keep that in mind. So now just come with this cover on top of it. This will be actually no, that area will be pressing on the switch itself, and everything should be hunky-dory, I think. We'll see. Yeah, there's clickiness in there, which is perfect. Nice. And it's directly online. So is this a fix? Is this a fail? I'm not really sure how to take this, because as far as my automations go, this is a win, is a fix, because I didn't need to do anything. It was directly recognized from the old module that we replaced. As for repairing it without replacing the whole part of relays and power supply, well, it's a fail, because we didn't repair anything, we just replaced stuff. So yeah, at $5 a new one this time, I don't really care, and I call it a win and a fix. But it's not really, we all know that. So that's about it. Hope this video helps you, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.